You all have cousins who are magistrates and lawyers, senior police officers. And the same life you all had, we had it. You know how many of us grew up in that same house in Camp Road? And guess what? We was hungry for success. And that's the way I want you to be. Good?
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, police launching an investigation into the discovery of charred human remains found in a vehicle along Grand Bahama Highway. Also, billions of dollars worth of investments on Grand Bahama highlighted by the Bahamas Investment Authority. And an old Lucaya property gets a fresh makeover, promising new jobs and revitalization for the area. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, a body has been found in a secluded area on Grand Bahama near the canal by the Sir Jack Haywood Bridge, sparking a major police investigation. The discovery raises more questions than answers, with family members of a recently reported missing person also arriving at the scene. Our ZNS News team has been on this story all day. Shalia Roll is live from the scene with the latest updates. Shalia, what can you tell us?
Yes, Ramiko, a quiet community just over the Sir Jack Haywood Bridge, the center of a police investigation. Thursday morning, officers received a tip that a body and a vehicle was found burnt beyond recognition deep in the bushes off the Grand Bahama Highway. Bystanders, police cars, and caution tape cording off the area of the active crime scene. Upon arrival, police met the shocking discovery of a person near the rear of a vehicle burnt beyond recognition.
Shortly before 8 a.m. today, we received a report that a vehicle was in bushes just off the Grand Bahama Highway. We did not have an exact location. I dispatched a number of units to this area to search, and a short while into our search, we were able to locate a vehicle.
As investigations are still in the preliminary stages, the color of the vehicle was not able to be identified. But here is what ACP Shanta Knowles is able to tell us about the vehicle.
It appears to be a right-hand drive Japanese car. Again, the vehicle is totally charred, and so as we continue to do our investigations, maybe at a little later, we will be able to give you further information.
Now on September 5, 2024, police officials released a missing person flyer for 49-year-old Elkino Miller. Family members of the man gathering on the scene displaying tearful emotions.
Just last week, a young man was reported missing. We don't know if this is him. We cannot identify if this is male or female. And so we will be talking with family members of that young man and possibly other family members from missing persons recently to see what information we can get or what we can get to identify the remains that we have.
Now, once again, police officials have not released the identity of this victim, and it still remains unclear whether or not this has any connection to any missing person here on Grand Bahama. However, ACP Shanta Knowles is urging the public to come forward with any information they have regarding this matter. Coming to you live from Grand Bahama Highway, I'm Shalia Roll, Romiko.
Thanks so much, Shalia. Well, in other news, during the Prime Minister's press briefing on Thursday, an official from the Bahamas Investment Authority touted billions in investments with a strong emphasis on Grand Bahama. She underscored how these funds are expected to significantly boost the local economy, creating both entrepreneurial permanent jobs in the operational and build-out phases. More details in this report.
Over the last 2 to 3 weeks, you would have witnessed a number of heads of agreement signings by the government of the Bahamas with individual developers At the forefront of each of those developments is the opportunities for Bahamians.
Felicia Woods, Director of Investments at the Bahamas Investment Authority, says since September of 2021, the BIA has processed over $3 billion in certificates of registration and some $4 billion in permit applications. Over the last 3 years, she adds that the BIA has handled some $9 billion in capital investments across the country, expected to create some 15,000 jobs for Bahamians, including both construction and permanent positions.
In the manufacturing industrial sector, you would have seen about 2 weeks ago, we would have signed a heads of agreement with the Grand Bahama shipyard. That's probably one of the biggest investments for Grand Bahama. We hope to see more, and of course, manufacturing, industrial, aviation sector, maritime industry. Our promotional strategy is to look at those areas where there are potential by island and fine-tune and be aggressive in our promotional strategy to seek those investments from various jurisdictions.
And amid skepticism about benefits for Grand Bahamians, she asserts that these investments will drive economic growth in Grand Bahama. She also emphasizes the importance of government agencies collaborating to promote the island and ensure necessary infrastructure is in place.
We've been working very closely with the Department of Aviation to get an understanding of timelines as it relates to the Grand Bahama International Airport, because that helps us with our promotional strategy as well, and even just reporting mechanism in our monitoring and evaluation phase for those projects that are approved currently. So we do work hand in hand to make sure that we promote the islands such as Grand Bahama, which has a great potential.
The director also stressing the need to tailor promotional strategies to each island's unique culture. That said, she notes that the BIA will keep promoting foreign direct investment and monitoring the $9 billion in projects for the benefit of Bahamians. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Well, Grand Bahama's economy will soon get another needed economic injection as an old Lucaya property is getting a new look and bringing with it new jobs. Cleopatra Murphy has the details from the investor.
The former Redwood Hotel is getting a new look and has already undergone a vast transformation since Hurricane Dorian. Although he had already hoped to have it opened, owner Danny O'Brien says a substantial investment project has not been without its delays.
I plan to be open by around October or November of 2023.
Nearly a year later, and he's getting back on course. O'Brien says once completed, the property will be an excellent addition to Grand Bahama's tourism offerings, wanting to provide a new concept for the island.
We bought it in 2007, and we did a full renovation on it, and we're opening up as more of a Miami-style Art Deco property with a pool wrapped around the hotel, bar, restaurant, and it's going to be a big deal for tourism.
The entrepreneur did not reveal the size of the investment, but throughout the span of the renovation, approximately 20 workers have been involved. O'Brien provides further details on what's to come.
There's a total of 27 hotel rooms, 7 of them are suites. There's a full restaurant. This is all open bar area. And then there's a welcome center for all our customers that are on the island. So that's the entire property.
While still a work in progress, when the property opens at the end of the year, O'Brien says it will be under the name Barracudas. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
In other news, incumbent president of the Grand Bahama Taxi Union, Harold Curry, has been returned to the post to serve another 2 years following union elections yesterday, according to union official results, or unofficial results rather. Approximately 168 taxi drivers voted in the election, where Curry secured 92 votes, while Naco Bryce received 44 and Felix Delancey captured 18. Also securing seats in the leadership team are first Vice President Dwayne Stewart with 86 votes and second Vice President Stephen Bain. Geraldine Dean is General Secretary, while Assistant Secretary is Carla Moss. Curry says the election went as he expected.
The results, it was good. It was good. Everybody came out in full force, and they did what they had to do. And doing that about 3:30, 4 o'clock, that's what everybody already voted. Even though the polls closed at 5, they came out. I think about 3 people didn't show up, and that was it. But we got a good team running there. Everybody who anticipated, they won. And it was a peaceful election, a good election, and well attended.
Curry says he never doubted he would win the election and is now focused on the agenda for the new term.
There's no time to get a lot of work to do because we have this course poll in the east, and what we're trying to do now is make sure these numbers get some up-to-date cars and to be ready for the action we'll have at the celebration key. So we're doing putting things in place up there to make sure that they can get a piece of the pie. Not only the buses, make sure they can get a piece of the pie as well. And we're trying to put a dispatch office back in our building as well to have those people who are on the street who don't have cars and want to move around and make it easy for them as well. But as we speak now, we'll be upgrading all of our vehicles.
Former U.S. President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris went toe-to-toe in their much-anticipated first debate Tuesday night. The issues at hand for the presidential candidates, the economy, abortion, and the peaceful transfer of power, to name a few. While a number of news outlets branded Harris the victor of the session, Bahamian Alonzo Pratt is weighing in. He says it was a good night for the Democrats, impressed with Harris's focus on the issues.
She give you more broader conversation or more information on what she's doing. He's just saying, oh, we can do this, we can do that. Oh, she's a this and she's a that. That is the issue. The issue is, okay, I say you can build a bridge, and this is where you can build a bridge. You can build a bridge, and this is how you can build a bridge. And that was, but they didn't. Kamala Harris stick to it, and she looked like she wanted.
Another resident, Dwayne Stewart, says it's time America looks to the future, adding that former President Trump had his time and it may be a woman's turn to lead.
Candidates didn't answer direct questions, but I think Ms. Harris is a little bit more composed, and Trump seemed to be a little bit agitated with some of the questions. But like I say, I only could wish the best for what happens for America.
When we come back, hear why one college student is appealing to the public for assistance. That story with the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
Freeport's Got Talent. Choirs, bands, and soloists. Register by Friday, September 13th. Event hosted in Port Lucaya Marketplace, September 27th, 28th, and 29th. Freeport's Got Talent. It's a $5,000 grand prize. Brought to you by the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
It's the Renaissance Ball 2024, hosted by the Bahamas Red Cross Society Grand Bahama Center on Saturday, October 19th, 8 p.m. in the Grand Lucayan Ballroom. Formal attire is required with a donation of $175. For more details, contact 352-7163. Get ready for back to school with Bellevue Business Depot. Enjoy 20% off store-wide and enter to win a laptop, smartwatch, or gift certificate when you spend $50 or more. Drawing is on September 21st. Don't miss out.
Welcome to Heavenly Beauty. We carry a wide range of beauty supply products. We offer a number of human hair, lace fronts, Remy. Our brands that we carry is Sensational, Janet. We also carry some human mixed with synthetic blends. At Heavenly Beauty, we carry the Keiko soap. It's made by Kaylisa Benaby. It's a soap that promotes healthy skin. Another Bahamian product that we carry is Hidden Beauty. It's a growth product line. They offer shampoos. And we also carry the Refined Edges by Becca. That's also made by a Bahamian. We're located at the Mall of Coral on Coral Road in Hudson Estate, and we're also located in the Pindus Point area at the Mall of Coral. We open Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 7, and on Friday, 8 to 8, Saturday, 8 to 8, and Sundays at 9 to 5. In the Pindus Point area, we're open from 8:30 to 6, Monday through Friday, and on Saturdays, 8 to 5.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Freeport City Council is excited to launch the LED Emergency Light Bulb Initiative in light of the recent frequent power outages here on Grand Bahama. Now, earlier this week, Chief Counselor at the Freeport City Council, Fraser Gibson, says that council members will continue to give out these light bulbs to widows and senior citizens.
This bulb will light up the lives of many who are unable to afford a generator or even have candles, and they are safer than having a candle. And so we want to start with the widows in our communities and the seniors who are also in the communities that may be most vulnerable. The outages, we see that we are on a rotation schedule, which seems not to be on point, because it's more than what is on the schedule. However, these lights will assist in lighting up some homes.
In other news, Zion Baptist churches all throughout the Commonwealth are coming together for the 52nd Annual Zion United Baptist Convention on Grand Bahama under the theme, Working Together for Lasting Unity. Although the convention is in the midst of more than 5 decades of existence, this is the first time it will be hosted in Grand Bahama. One of the guest speakers, District Superintendent of West Grand Bahama and pastor of Mount Calvary Baptist, Dr. Paul Mullings, says the convention could not come at a better time as there is a need for renewed fellowship.
Come together to renew old friendships, to fellowship, to learn best practices from one another, and also to be rejuvenated, to be revived, because convention is a time when we come together to recommit, rededicate ourselves to the task at hand.
National President of the Zion United Baptist Convention, Reverend Dr. Elvis Burrows, adds that the convention is not only a standalone event, but also is a beacon of support for not only the churches, but for anyone who wishes to attend.
I want to reassure those churches in the Western District that they are not alone. They have a group of other pastors, ministers, and churches who are there to support their efforts, who are there to support their initiatives. And so this week would, as we come together, would help to reassure them that, there are others you can call on from around the Bahamas anytime.
Now, the convention will be held at the new Canaan Zion Baptist Church on Boleo Road, starting on September 12th through the 15th. And one of the many struggles many college students is financially facing is assistance, whether it's for books or simple amenities like food or clothes for their new chapter. In the case of Miss Trinity McIntosh, it's tuition. The Hurricane Dorian survivor has recently been withdrawn from her school and is asking for anyone who is able to assist. Matthew Martin Burrow sat with Miss McIntosh to hear her story.
After recently moving back into their home settlement of McLeanstown in the eastern end of Grand Bahama, Trinity McIntosh and her mother Delcina are encountering another obstacle in their way: finances. Trinity is a 3.5 student majoring in environmental and natural resource economics with a minor in social work, stemming from her experience during Hurricane Dorian after the devastating effects left behind. She enrolled at Colorado State University to pursue her academic prowess with hopes to return home and make a difference, but she has since been withdrawn from her class as a result of non-payment.
She's trying to help herself. So, they say God help those who try to help themselves. So
I work numerous jobs on campus. I spent half of my summer on campus working to help cover some of tuition bills, but as you can see that I'm here, it hasn't been enough.
As a freshman arriving on campus, Trinity began her studies thanks to a dear family friend and a bursary awarded to her from the university. In addition, there was a payment plan in place to help with an outstanding $18,000 bill.
My father, he had to enroll in a payment plan of $975 per month from January until September, and that has been extremely rough. And because of that payment plan was the only reason I was able to enter my spring semester.
Trinity's mother, Delsina, shares that investing in her daughter's future was always priority number one, as Trinity always captured the essence of a go-getter, even from young, starting out when she was a part of the Frank's Ice Cream summer program.
She continued her enrollment in the Frank Ice Cream program, and at the age of 10, she won $1,000. So I put it into the BAF Financial Savings Endowment for her, and ever since we continue to pay it, and it was just $127 when we paid that for 10 years.
Trinity and her mother are asking for anyone who is able to help in any way possible to reach out via wire transfer to Colorado State University. For more information, you can email the school at bfs_bursar@mail.colostate.edu. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
Hope it all works out. Well, that's a look at stories making news. Jay, tell us what's happening in sports.
Well, Nico, coming up in sports, the Grand Bahama Darts Association held its end-of-season awards ceremony for the top performers. Don't go away. Sports is next, right after this break.
The Progressive Liberal Party presents its 3rd anniversary celebration at the Church of God of Prophecy, Pinedale, 8 Mile Rock, Sunday, September 15th at 3 p.m. under the theme, Forward Together with Love, Hope, and Unity.
The Forever Flower Shop. Check out our new selection of artificial flowers and wreaths. Choose stems for your own projects or get a pre-made arrangement as a quick fix to a dull space. If you're a soon-to-be bride, inquire about bulk ordering for floral options that won't break the bank. It's all here at Island Bedding and Furniture, located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Peruvian Veterinary.
Sometimes you want pizza vibe without the whole dang pie. Now, there's a new way to get the bold flavors of pizza whenever and wherever you want. You just got to try Pizza Hut's new melt in buffalo chicken, meat lovers, pepperoni lovers, and chicken bacon wrap for just $6.99 with that. Pizza Hut's new melts are cheesy, crispy, and loaded. Call us at 352-9191 to satisfy your pizza vibe cravings.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
Grand Bahama, Wednesday, September 25th. We're remembering Obi with a One Love Gospel concert featuring Bishop Denzel Rowe, The Cooling Water, Oslin Church, Bishop Simeon Alton,
I'm pressing on.
West End Primary, Holmes's Rock Primary, Martintown Primary, and 8 Mile Rock High School. There'll also be special tribute. It's a One Love Gospel concert remembering Obi, September 25th at the 8 Mile Rock High School gym at 6:30 p.m. Be there.
How do we get this island of Grand Bahama to continue to bounce back?
We now have to personally own our economy. So again, we have the government, along with the Small Business Development Center, is pushing entrepreneurship, funding.
Excellent.
You know, putting heads in beds is so important for our entertainment industry, and we believe that Grand Bahama has that presence.
How do you get something you've never had? You're going to have to be prepared to do something that you've never done.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to sports. First in sports, the Grand Bahama Tennis Association is hosting the Tennis Junior Nationals this Saturday and Sunday at the YMCA tennis courts.
We have the juniors, under 14 and under 16. It's a little smaller tournament, but the numbers are still big. We have about 30 to 40 juniors that are signed up. We have juniors from Eleuthera, Abaco, and Nassau so far. We would like to say thank you to the Family Islands because they come out and they support our tournaments. You know, they travel, pay a lot to come on Bahamas Air and Western Air to come for 2 days to support the tennis. So we're really excited, and you know, we want to say thank you to the Family Islands for always supporting Grand Bahama.
Next in sports, the award ceremony took place for the Grand Bahama Darts Association 2023-2024 League. Edison Butler and Anton Russell took home the shortest game male awards. Shirley Ferguson and Renee Roll won the same in the female category. The highest finish went to Jared Lewis in the male category, while Renee Roll won the female B League. In the A League, Ramon McIntosh and Zeke Lewis won the male highest finish, while Maria Thompson and Susanna Edwards took the female honors. The most valuable player went to Zeke Lewis in the male group, while Amanda Burrows won the female MVP this year.
It was the first season we came off after the pandemic, so it was the first season, so it was a little slow. So, you know, the awards wasn't there for me that season. But I had a good season regardless, because we were able to be back through COVID. To have a successful season, we have more practice to make the national team, and my goal is to win the MVP.
This season I did pretty well, coming off a rough season last season. I think I did well. I'm looking forward to a better season this season. But I enjoyed the season to know that my game is back. I want to represent the Bahamas this year in the Masters, National Masters, and making a team to travel to the World Cup next year. So that's my main goal.
Also, softball resumes this weekend at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex Softball Park. Ladies and gents, that is your quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Thanks, Jay. Now here's a check on the local weather forecast, sponsored by Royal Star Assurance.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Stay with us. Our Facebook friend of the night is up next.
I'm Derek Stubbs.
And I'm Cindy Russell. ZNS 810 AM presents
Grand Bahama. Get ready for the event of the year. Experience a live recording of one of the Bahamas' leading gospel ensembles, Shabbat, on stage with some of gospel's greats, along with the Grand Bahama gospel community. Sunday, National Heroes Day weekend, October 13th, 7 p.m., Jubilee Cathedral, East Settlers Way. It's a free event. Don't miss an experience of a lifetime.
But it doesn't stop there. You can be a part of the largest music workshop and coming together of the island's best in creative arts. Register today by scanning here or get an application from your local church. The Grand Bahama Music Workshop begins Wednesday, October 9th at 7 p.m. nightly through Friday the 11th. Sessions for choir members, praise teams, dancers, musicians, sound technicians, and media operators. Tonight in
Hey there, welcome to Health Bites with the Fitness Connection. Today we're going to talk about gut health. Now you may ask, what is gut health? It's the balance of healthy bacteria in your large intestine. Some symptoms of bad gut health may be irregular bowel movements, stomach discomfort, sluggish mood, and occasional diarrhea. If you have any of these symptoms, here are some ways to combat them. You want to try to eat healthy foods such as yogurt, almonds, and bananas, which help to increase your digestive health. You can also take a probiotic or digestive enzyme supplement. We have many here at the Fitness Connection. They help to increase the amount of good bacteria in your gut and the digestive enzymes help you to digest your food effectively. Remember, stop by any one of our locations in Nassau or Freeport if you need some of these supplements. Thank you.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Katushka McIntosh, you are our Facebook friend of the night. We thank you so much for your support. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knoll. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, local entrepreneurs given the funding needed to jumpstart their small businesses with the help of tens of millions of dollars. Find out where officials are with approving applications. Rules are rules. Junkanoo leaders weigh in on the deepening rift within the Valley Boys Junkanoo group. Plus, $1 million movement, the push to increase breast cancer screening throughout the country. And in sports, reigning champs Cybots lose Game 1 of Government League Basketball semifinals. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lopinder, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. The details are still coming in, but we can confirm that 2 passengers aboard a plane ditched in waters near New Providence have died. Our Desmond Saunders is standing live at the Princess Margaret Hospital with more details. Desmond?
All pleasant good evening, Makushla. I'm coming to you live from the entrance of the Princess Margaret Hospital, where survivors of that plane crash were transported here from Jaws Beach. Reports reaching our newsroom from the Accident Authority say that the Piper Aztecs PA23250 aircraft with United States registration number N555 MPH was en route to the London Penning International Airport from Andros when that aircraft ditched in waters 8 miles west of New Providence. We understand that 6 souls were on board. 2 persons died. I understand a male and a female. Emergency response protocols was initiated by the Royal Bahamas Police Force, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, and the United States Coast Guard. Maritime assets were able to locate and retrieve all 6 persons. Now, the officials from the Accident Authority are investigating this matter. The Member of Parliament for South Andros, Leon Lundy, offering condolences to the family of the deceased and survivors. That's what's happening here at the Princess Margaret Hospital. Desmond Saunders, the Bahamas Tonight.
Well, thanks, Desmond. Now, since then, we have confirmed that the man who died is Alan Russell, the woman, a relative. This is, of course, a story that we will continue to follow for you. In other news tonight, the Bahamas Development Bank has secured $30 million from the African Export-Import Bank to allot to entrepreneurs nationwide. The announcement made today by the bank's managing director, Nicholas Higgs, who says they're now going through the final applications.
And we'll be utilizing that to on-lend to entrepreneurs throughout the Bahamas, not only Nassau focus, Grand Bahama focus, but all islands of the Bahamas. We are finalizing that contract right now with the African Export-Import Bank for the $30 million, and I expect that to be shortly. And so we are working through the legal documentation. Everyone's on board, so we just need to complete that, and then the money and the resources will be in.
Higgs says while funding for business owners is still being decided, those interested can apply for the United Nations SDG Fund.
And that focuses on those who are of benefit and businesses owned and led by women businesses, disabilities, and youth under 35. And so these type of programs are done with international entities in order to create unique grant opportunities for Bahamians across all islands and across all sectors. So the program closes September 27th. And so right now we're finalizing all the clients who've applied. And so by then we'll be able to say how many persons were impacted and see the resources.
Well, Prime Minister, the Honourable Philip Davis, officially opening the IDB REDECA Evaluation Development Network's third annual meeting at Bahama early this morning. Over the next 2 days, professionals will discuss key issues affecting Caribbean and Latin American nations, including climate change, to create new monitoring and evaluation frameworks for national development.
It is significant, ladies and gentlemen, that we have gathered here today to discuss the merits of monitoring and evaluation, M&E, in guaranteeing better developmental outcomes as we face the biggest economic and social challenges within our region as we seek to embrace technological innovation and digitalization, and as we seek to overcome the existential threat of climate change. The stakes have never been higher. The need for successful, sustainable national development has never been greater.
Anton Edmonds, General Manager of the IDB's Caribbean Country Department, says hosting the meeting was a no-brainer. He's hopeful it shores up collaboration in countries across the region.
But events like this, which really allow us to share how we monitor and evaluate the activities that we're involved in, absolutely critical. We need to learn from each other and ultimately be accountable. And having entities like this, or sort of organizations like this, or relationships like this, where we're sharing best practices and we're challenging ourselves to do better.
Meantime, the Davis administration's touting all its efforts at bringing investments to the country. A significant week, to say the least, in this government's lifespan. A number of agreements signed, expected to pump millions into the Family Islands. An update from the Bahamas Investments Authority, an arm of the government meant to drive both domestic and international investments here to the Bahamas. The body, established just 3 years ago, focuses on profitability, accountability, efficiency, and the ease of doing business. Felicia Woods-Hanna is the authority's director. Today she told the press that the BIA has processed more than $3.1 billion worth of certificate of registrations.
What those applications are, real estate. Any foreign person that comes to our shores, they have to come to the Bahamas Investment Authority in order to provide, in first instance, a certificate of registration, and in the second instance, a permit, an International Persons Landholding Act permit.
Woods-Hanna, a speaker at the weekly press briefing at the office of the Prime Minister this morning, added that to date, there's been more than $9 billion in capital investments on the Family Islands.
From those $9 billion worth of projects, we have projected that in excess of 15,000 jobs will be created for Bahamians. And when I talk about jobs, I'm not just talking about construction jobs, but permanent jobs that allow for the growth and development of the Bahamian people.
And speaking of investments, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honourable Chester Cooper, sharing the story of the Bahamas during an address today to the Bahamas Business Investment Forum at the University Club of Washington. The whole idea behind the pitch is to forge progressive partnerships based on the understanding that the Bahamas is not merely an amazing place to vacation, but to do business.
We are positioning the Bahamas as a destination where businesses can bring their employees to headquarters, to live, to work, either permanently or on a rotational basis. It's a beautiful country, as I've referenced, with strong infrastructure that we continually upgrade, and we're making incredible strides with enhancing the quality of life, making the Bahamas a perfect destination to visit, to work, and to play. The Bahamas has never been a more attractive place to do business than right now.
Joining DPM Cooper, his cabinet colleagues, Ministers Fred Mitchell, Michael Halkitis, along with senior tourism officials. The forum includes 4 panel discussions with a focus on key areas of national economic growth, including sustainable development, technological innovation, and the move toward a digital society. Other topics will explore investment opportunities in real estate, airport modernization, and eco-friendly tourism. Well, Carnival is on the hunt for new employees, that is to work at Celebration Key, the cruise line's first ever exclusive purpose-built destination located on the south side of Grand Bahama. Danielle Dean has the details.
Human Resources recruiter for Celebration Key, Marielle Johnson, said the third of 4 scheduled job fairs is to be hosted on New Providence this Saturday afternoon.
We are currently doing a recruitment tour, so we would have we would have had a fair also already in Freeport. We were in Fresh Creek, Andros yesterday, and this week Saturday at the Bahama Hotel, we will be from 1 to 5 p.m.
An estimated 90 positions were posted on the website within the past week, Johnson says.
We have positions available in guest services, food and beverage, operations, engineering, and some administrative roles. We are actively and currently recruiting for management positions as well as some administrative roles. So for people that can't join us on Saturday, we invite you to our website, celebrationkeygrandbahama.com/careers, and you can make your application there. We have a team of recruiters that will get back to you with.
Ronald Stubbs Jr., Human Resources Recruiter Associate with Celebration Key, recalls Hurricane Dorian's destruction in 2019 further exacerbated Grand Bahama's economy, already limping after a string of hurricanes, including Francis and Jane in 2004 and 2005.
Okay, so after Dorian, we had a lot of Grand Bahamians that migrated to the various islands, the U.S. and Canada as well. So we're hoping to get all of those Grand Bahamians that would have left Grand Bahama back home and on the job.
Asked if the difference in numbers is evident, this is what Stubbs replied.
It has been very evident. We see it in the hotel industry, hospitality industry daily.
Celebration Key is tentatively set to open to Carnival cruise passengers in summer 2025. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Still to come, the culture minister says just get on bay. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Volleyball Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
In the chaos of our daily lives, it's easy to be caught up in the rush. But when you're behind the wheel, remember, rushing can lead to disaster. Don't rush. Take your time. Remember, your life and others depends on it. Slow down. Stay alert and arrive alive. Because in the race of life, it's not about how fast you get there, but how safely.
This message is brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Experience the difference with BTC's fixed services. Whether you're working from home or enjoying family time, BTC ensures you're always in touch with the people and moments that count. BTC isn't just a service, it's a lifestyle. Stay connected, stay inspired, and live your best life. BTC.
KFC is giving you more to love with our KFC Bucket Meals with large sides. Get the KFC Family Bucket featuring 8 pieces of juicy chicken, family fries, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4. A KFC Deluxe Bucket with 10 pieces of delicious chicken, 2 larger sides, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4 to 6. Or a KFC Party Bucket with 15 pieces of our chicken, 3 larger sides, and 6 biscuits that feeds 6. And we'll handle the dishes, plates, and utensils included, so you can lick your fingers in peace. KFC knows value, and it's finger-licking good.
What are we gonna do? We forgot your daddy's birthday. He's in Eleuthera and we're all the way in Nassau. You got it? Okay. Yes, you're right.
Eleuthera for tomorrow? No problem.
Marco's, the pizza that's perfect for every party, every moment, and every occasion.
Good to go. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, that's good enough to eat, that is good to grow. It's good enough to eat, that is good to grow.
Representatives of the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute recently paid a visit to a few farms both here in the capital and on the Family Islands as a part of an ongoing integrated land management project.
So CARDI is actually involved in the Jeff 7 project, which is integrated land management for land degradation, food security, and climate resilience in the Bahamas.
CARDI is responsible for two components, one being a needs assessment of plant materials on 7 islands. That's New Providence, Andros, Abaco, Eleuthera, Grand Bahama, Cat Island, and Long Island. The second component includes setting up demonstration sites for needs-based solutions.
So one of the things, we are doing some scoping activities. We have a team, a technical team, existing with persons of different expertise that ranges from water management, biotechnology, agronomy, and also myself as a livestock scientist. So we are going to various farms on the islands simply to assess what is going on. We want to know what are the challenges that farmers face. We also want to know how can we accommodate some of the training needs.
Following the New Providence leg of the project, Dr. Bridgewater gives these takeaways.
I think what is really amazing is the fact that quite a bit of the farmers have learned to produce within their environment. They know what the challenges are, and basically they are not reinventing the wheel. They have recognized that the nature of the soil, it may not support certain crops. And what they have done is they have used some soil-less systems, planting in pots. And even if they are using soil, they have recognized the importance of adding organic matter such as manure and compost to improve the pH of the soil for planting. So I'm really pleased that we have the opportunity as CARDI to assist, and we also have our partner organizations. Particularly for this, we have partnered with Department of Agriculture and BAMC as well. So it brings all the technocrats together to ensure that the farmers are getting the best technical support.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
Now to a story that's been dominating headlines. The rift threatening to dismantle the legendary Valley Boys Junkanoo group as we know it, now the topic of discussion among some of the group's major competitors. Corval Pyfrom has more on what Junkanooers are thinking about the Valley Boys and sibling-like rivalry.
The perceived split within the renowned Valley Boys Junkanoo group now threatening to shake up seasoned Junkanoo leaders as well. Roots frontman Jay Sargent believes the Valley Boys needs to resolve its issues for the good of the order.
You have a lot of Valley Boys, they don't care about all of that. They only want to do Junkanoo freely. They want to express themselves. They want to compete against Roots. They want to see if they could beat me. And I trying to see if I could beat them. I want to beat them bad together. I don't want to beat them separately.
Meanwhile, one family's chairman, Vernon Roll, isn't surprised by this Valley rift, which he seems to equate to a train wreck waiting to happen.
And our founding members, when they created this organization, notice, we don't have a leader. We have a steering team. We have a chairman. I am the chairman of one family steering team. If I misbehave, my steering team could vote me out. And that's how our group is structured.
The iconic Valley Boys Junkanoo group crumbled this spring, splitting into competing factions. On one end is an element led by longtime Valley chairman Brian Adderley, calling themselves the world-famous Valley Boys. Trevor Davis heads the other Valley squad under the title The Way Forward, each claiming ownership of the Valley title. It was initially decided that seed money would be withheld from both groups, but that days later, each received $30,000 in funding. And this despite Davis's faction being relegated to an F group.
I feel like being the oldest group, they should have already come to a conclusion. All they needed, or one person may have needed to say, I'm sorry. Let's move on. Let's put this together. And whenever the year finishes, we could come to an election or an agreement and then settle it so that it doesn't spill out into the streets or into the public domain.
Support the JCMP, because if you don't, I don't see Junkanoo excelling in this country. So you got to work with the JCMP.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Piper.
Well, for the greater good and development of Junkanoo, why can't we all just get along? The sober reasoning of Youth, Sports and Culture Minister, the Honourable Mario Bolag, and one many others endorse. According to the minister, at the end of the day, just get on bay and have fun.
At the end of the day, Junkanoo fans will lose when the decision is made. And I think that this is what I'm trying to say to those who are involved in the decision making. We have to think about the people. Junkanoo is there for the people. And it will backfire. I can assure you that this fraction can cause less persons being on Bay Street. And I'm speaking to a few Volleyball fans who I know very well and say, why I'm coming on Bay Street if I can't see my group perform at the best of its ability? And it will backfire in a way. I wouldn't say backfire, but I say it will impact in a negative way that when we look at the ticket sales of Junkanoo, that also is the reason why the JCMP could pay their seed funding. If less people come out on Bay Street because they want to see their group and cannot see a performance of their group at the best of their ability, then, there'll be less revenue for them to give seed funding. So we have to look at the holistic approach of this.
In related news, with just about 3 months before groups head to Bay, one family is able to again say thanks in about 40,000 ways to its corporate partner. Sunshine Insurance making a $40,000 donation to the group. Sunshine Insurance President Paul McQueenie calling it an honor to support the family and says the group represents what Junkanoo is all about.
We have been a sponsor and supporter of One Family since 1998. We are committed to supporting them, and they're perhaps the most significant cultural expression in the Bahamas is Junkanoo.
Vernon Roll, One Family's chairman, accepted on the group's behalf.
Your generous contribution today and support over the past decade have not only assisted us, our organization, in defraying the cost of preparation for the annual Boxing Day and New Year's Day parade, but also sends a clear message as to your continued investment, not only in our members, but our various community we serve, but also the rich cultural heritage of our nation through Junkanoo.
We'll talk about $1 million movement. Local officials estimate that there are around 300 to 500 new cases of breast cancer each year. Of these numbers, 48% of the women diagnosed are under the age of 50. A local medical facility is vowed to make a meaningful contribution, helping women curtail the adverse effects of breast cancer through early detection. Danielle Dean has the story.
You can call it $1 million move, and one that's set to benefit thousands of Bahamians. Oak Tree Medical Center today announcing an initiative aimed at providing the masses access to free mammograms, effective immediately.
The gold standard is for breast cancer screening is mammograms, and because of various financial constraints, it doesn't happen. And so we have made a commitment to donate $1 million in kind to assist with this venture.
Chief Medical Officer at Oak Tree, Dr. Don DeVoe, says they've partnered with the Cancer Society and Sister Breast Cancer Support Group to implement a system that would relieve some of the pressure on clinics in October, recognized by many as Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
We give vouchers every month, anywhere from 25 to 40 vouchers per month, and so it doesn't cause a burden on our system. So we have two locations now. We have 2 locations now where we offer 3D mammogram.
DeVoe says this system will be in place indefinitely. Breast cancer survivor Kennedy Ferguson says her fight against the potentially deadly disease began in 2021. when she was just 25 years old.
That age, you think you're so young, you're not going to get cancer that young. But there's people younger than me being diagnosed with breast cancer. And because I have the BRCA gene, that just put me at higher risk for breast cancer at an earlier age in my life. I think there needs to be more initiatives like this one at Oaktree Medical that offers free imaging and testing for females and across the entire country to have imaging and testing done to detect diseases such as cancer early in the earlier stages so lives can still be saved before it's too late.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
3-0, Wesley Ferguson locking down his third win as president of the Taxi Cab Union, beating out his two contenders, Michael Bullard and Tyrone Butler, in Wednesday's election. Retaining the top post, though, no surprise to Ferguson, who went into the three-way race all the way confident his nearly 500 members would re-elect him.
They were running against somebody who was experienced, who was well known within the industry, and who the general public and the government respects. These two contenders ran against me 4 times already, and I have 4, and my record against them is 4-0. No matter what they came up with, I was able to counteract it and came out victorious.
And as for future plans, Ferguson has his eyes on the construction of a new taxi union headquarters on Nassau Street, a project he's pegged at costing just under $4 million.
My full intentions is to garnish the financial backing to build a state-of-the-art building on Nassau Street so taxi drivers once again could have a headquarters, and the taxi union building will be the envy of the city street, which is not the historical Nassau Street. Bottom section is supposed to be rental space. Taxi drivers will have the first preference to rent those spaces. We will then have our meeting rooms. We will have our own hall where taxi drivers can hold events. Like we'll have our monthly meetings. We'll also have like people who have the repast or wedding receptions, so on and so forth. So we need that because if you realize yesterday, we had a general election yesterday and we had to rent the BCPOU hall. We need our own hall. We need our own space. And Nassau Street is a prime piece of property. It's centrally located. It's right 5 minutes from downtown, and it's our property.
Well, we still have more news to come, but Marcellus Hall has a look at what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Coming up in sports for tonight, a local bodybuilder putting the Bahamas on the map. We'll tell you details ahead in sports.
If you see news in the making, call ZNS News at 502-3800 or email us at znsnews@gmail.com.
United together in our efforts to grow agriculture in the Bahamas and to achieve what we have determined to be our vision of 25 by 25, which simply reflects the fact and the initiatives we have in place to try to reduce our food import by 25% by the year 2025.
We're also proud of ourselves as a visionary nation, as a visionary people. President Xi Jinping is also regarded as a visionary and insightful world leader. We also set habits for ourselves.
A decade ago, the Bahamas Striping group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
With BGC's crystal clear mobile service, stay connected seamlessly, whether on land or at sea. Our reliable postpaid plans keep your loved ones closer, no matter where life takes you.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Technical and vocational training now expands to the primary schools in the public sector.
Students in junior high will continue to access the clustered technical and vocational program, which includes certifications in recycling, small home wiring, carpentry, small engine repair, plumbing, and electronics. And this will, this year, be expanded into primary schools. Technical teachers have been recruited and posted in schools throughout the country, including Abaco, Acklands, Andros, Bimini, Crooked Island, Eleuthera, Exuma, Grand Bahama, Long Island, and New Providence. In the agricultural science curriculum, emphasis is being placed on climate-smart agriculture technology, the proliferation of school-based gardens at the primary level, and fostering awareness of the vital connection between agricultural production and food security and nutrition.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code. Select your payment amount and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
The tropics may be bracing for what the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season will spew, but on the other side of the world, there's the aftermath of a natural disaster of another kind. Exactly 1 week to the day, Super Typhoon Yagi hit China, causing significant damage before moving on to other cities across Asia. The total death exceeding 200, restoration and recovery in full effect. Well, in this next report, our Lloyd Allen shares how China has responded to the storm, which nearly flattened two of its major agricultural sites.
The cities of Haikou and Lingao in southern China's Hunan province are now in recovery mode following infrastructural damage brought on by Super Typhoon Yagi on September 6th. Earlier this week, Foreign Affairs Deputy Director General of the Hunan province, Dang Wang, provided an initial assessment to Caribbean journalists eager to learn more on the aftermath of the storm, comparable to a Category 4 hurricane.
So the Typhoon Yagi has affected 526,000 people across the island. And according to preliminary statistics, the direct economic losses in Haikou, City, and Wenchang alone, 60 billion RMB.
DJ Wang added dozens of organized relief workers, along with citizens from surrounding areas, were part of the cleanup and restoration, allowing the two cities to restore adequate electrical supply, road use, and other essential services within 72 hours post the storm.
By the early morning of September 7, Thailand began to move again, with various departments and volunteer forces actively participating in the post-disaster recovery and reconstruction work.
Frank Shuang Zhao, Director of Emergency Management Bureau of Shanghai City, also indicated that for the many subsistence and commercial farmers of Haikou and the surrounding city, relief efforts remain as agricultural insurance is now on the table for many of those residents.
Issue the insurance for these rural people, so to make compensation for them.
Reporting from Penang Province for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
The new chairman and vice chairman for National Public Service Week announced earlier today. The recently appointed Kenya Lang and Lavelle Watson outlined their intentions for next month's celebrations.
This year, the National Public Service Week will cover the period the 25th of October to the 3rd of November. We agreed that National Public Service Week should also be celebrated in the Family Islands. Therefore, this year, National Public Service Week will be celebrated during the period the 4th of November to the 10th of November.
We're so excited to celebrate not only the current public officers, but of course those persons who would have retired this past year. And that is for the period the 1st of July 2023 to the 30th of June 2024.
The week set to include activities like a National T-shirt Day, float parade, and games of Family Feud. One of the workers at the Department of Public Service say promises to be lively and enjoyable. Also on the itinerary, a career fair. Prize Inspector at the Ministry of Economic Affairs is Kish Taylor-Thompson.
That is one of our biggest events ever that is being hosted this year on October 29th and 30th at the Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium. We have showcases of different ministries, agencies, departments where persons come out and they are able to showcase what each ministry represents, what it entails, what it's like to work for the ministry, and what we have to offer within each ministry.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with a live business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect tool to keep you connected and easily send important updates, event reminders, and emergency alerts. Keep your campus informed and connected with bulk SMS messaging from a live business. The right choice for fast, reliable communication. For more information, contact the experts.
The most important thing in life is family, and whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
J.S. Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
More than 300 newly hired teachers and teachers' aides were recently a part of the Department of Education's annual 3-day orientation for new hires, which was held at Stephen Dillett Primary School. On hand to welcome and offer a charge to the cohort were Education Minister Glenys Hannah Martin and Education Director Dominique McCartney Russell.
You are called upon in this dispensation to be agile and adept in the classroom, to engage in synergistic discourse with your students, whilst at the same time delivering instruction. And you are being asked to do this at one of the most challenging times in the history of education, modern history, which includes a pandemic and its aftermath, which has disrupted education. We want to give you time to acclimate to your new environment, and those of you from Cuba to our culture and our norms. Some of the sessions will target teaching in the Bahamian education system, and it is hoped that the knowledge gained will help you understand your roles and responsibilities, and of course to lead and help you create those wonderful lessons for students. We want great performance and productivity.
As a result of a partnership between the Bahamas government and the Republic of Cuba, 48 Cubans are joining this year's complement.
Thank you, and we welcome you in joining us in our efforts to deliver quality education in this country.
The new teachers were privy to a number of sessions that addressed topics surrounding education policies and classroom management. For Ed Talk, I'm Adama Williams.
Top execs from BTC and board members of its parent company, Cable and Wireless, have been conducting assessments across several family islands. BTC says the inspection comes as the company continues to try to ensure it is meeting its mandate of connectivity. BTC CEO Samir Badi and the board members had an impromptu visit with Deputy Prime Minister and Exuma MP Chester Cooper recently during a site visit at the company's Staniel Key store.
Part of our overall mission and our vision to deliver the superior broadband experience, a tech equity experience, so that whether you're on Staniel or you out west in New Providence, you have a superior broadband, reliable broadband experience.
Cable and Wireless Board Chair stresses the importance of gaining first-hand experience being on the ground in communities with the BTC crews.
I think it's super important to be out and about and really see, what is the status, what do we need to do, what are the decisions that we have to take in a boardroom. And so next week we will have our BTC board, and it was absolutely important for me to be here together with Samir this week, and actually the rest of the board is here too.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Patricia. Live weather radar showing a cluster of showers with embedded thunderstorms are moving through the capital, also central and South Andros as well. And these rain showers should be around for the next 2 hours or so as they slowly drift towards the south and east. And outside of our studios, we have some light rain showers, temperatures 78 degrees, the relative humidity at 93%, east-northeast winds at 6 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,013.6 millibars, that's 29.93 inches. And your temperatures around the outlets this evening, 79 degrees in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, with some rain showers occurring there as well. Grand Bahama at 82. Also Freeport, Grand Bahama, 82 degrees. The Berry Islands, 83. Allenstown, Bimini, also 83. Pick up another 83 in Hopper Island. Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 81 degrees. 77 in Fresh Creek, Central Andros, in South Andros, that's Camp Spade, they have a temperature of 81 degrees. Black Point, Exuma, Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rumkey, all at 83 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma, 82 degrees. They're in Ragged Island, Clownstown, Long Island, and Crooked Island, 81. 82 in Betsy Bay, Magona, and Acklands. Matthewtown, Inagua at 83. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 85 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where you're always protected during the worst storms. In the northwestern central islands tonight, through Saturday, those winds will remain light and variable but flat seas, but they will be locally higher in their showers and thunderstorms. Low tide will occur at 10:02 tonight, with a second low tide at 9:53 tomorrow morning. In the southeast Bahamas through Saturday, east to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. Do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, the extended weather forecast is still ahead.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, follow us at ZNS Digital on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit us on our website at znsbahamas.com.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy one box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
Back to school, back to football, and back to super value and quality supermarkets for great savings like Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs, 14.5 ounces, $169. Pickwell tomato paste, 6 ounces, $109. Weston canola oil, 48 ounces, $4.99. Sweet Gala apples, 3 for $1. Beef short ribs, $2.59 per pound. Remember to save this September at super value and quality supermarkets.
Hardware is a helpful place. Everything you need under one roof. From electrical, paint, plumbing, outdoor, barbecue, automotive, lawn and garden, pet supply, houseware, and seasons. Hurricane season is now here. So for all your hurricane needs, we have a 25% off bargain zone.
Hey, thanks. I would have given more stuff, but I didn't bring my money. I thought this was a club, and I thought everything was free. Finally know what it is now. Ace.
We're located on St. Albans Drive, West Bay Street. Open Monday to Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and closed for lunch 2 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Here at Solomon's, we don't just believe in great brands. We believe in creating unforgettable memories and celebrating everyday living with you and your family. Every aisle is filled with all you need. A great value with variety and a selection of all your favorite groceries and products. Saving you time and keeping you on a budget. Great food changes everything. Shop at your local Solomon's for food, for family, for you.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Well, welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcelo Saul. Last night, D.W. Davis coming to life as the Government League Basketball Association playoffs getting underway with their semis. Let's take a quick look at the action. Game 1 of the Government League basketball semifinals bouncing on to last night. Donald Davis Gym, the place, Police Crime Stoppers in the red and black. They had a statement win over the reigning champs, Baines and Grantstown Cybots, in their traditional light blue uniforms. 83-72 ends up being the final score. Bachelet, LaFleur, and Kirkland, Franklin, Farrington leading a balanced scoring output with 18 points apiece. Adam Johnson, 11 points, 13 boards, and Dashton Baker, Samar Roll, had 10 points apiece. Cybots, only 2 players in double figures. Eugene Bain at 22 and Giorgio Walks, 14. After the game, assistant coach Brennan Stubbs says the plan was to push the tempo.
We said we're going to put our younger guys on the floor because Cybots, really and truly, both of us, we are a legacy team. So we got more youth than them. So we just wanted to go with the idea of running them. And once we run them, we know they would get more tired. And that's what we did.
And after losing first game of the playoffs, the pennant winner Nassau Flight Service Ball is now back in the groove, taking game 1 from the Bamboo Shack Patrollers 93-87. This thanks in large part to 29 points, 12 rebounds from Lamont McPhee, 23 from Abel Joseph. Deontay Tinker had 18. Patrollers Larica Armbrust had a game-high 33 in the losing cause. And Dorico Burrows, 14 points. Joanne Stirrup had 12. And tonight we continue with the second part of our 3-part series into the life of volleyball standout Bishop Joseph Smith. Once again, here's Charles Fisher.
As a former national coach and president of the Bahamas Volleyball Federation and now the overseer, does this mean he is done with volleyball?
When I say done with that, yes. For advice, yeah. I'm still there because it's in my blood. And the same tenacity that I had, the same urges that I had to deal with young people in the sporting world, that carries on over into ministry. I want to help young men to understand their purpose to help this country to redeem some of our young men who are killing one another on the streets. And if I can use my platform as the administrative bishop to do that, I will do just that.
He is still an active member of NOSICA and FIVB, the governing bodies of volleyball in the region and the world. He is also still vice president of the Bahamas Olympic Committee. That's a lot to go along with his new post.
Yeah, I'm not done with that as yet. I'm vice president till the next time, which is 2028. And so we have a lot to do. I was the chef de mission last year in El Salvador, for the Commonwealth Games. And I went there, and it was an eye-opening for me as a minister and sharing my faith all the way in El Salvador. I gained some daughters who went to church with them, and they said, if we ever in the Bahamas, we want to come to church with you. There were some who never went to church, and because they realized the other side of me, they went to church. And so it doesn't matter where God placed you. You have to allow your light to shine wherever he puts you. I bring some other stuff to the table of the BOC, the spirituality side of it. We do have our vice president, D.R.C. Raming, who is a deacon. And so, we are well diverse in what we do. But we are catering to the whole man, not just part of the man.
Now the question arises, I've called you Jomo for quite some time. Others do it too. You are now Bishop Joseph. What do you want to be called?
Nothing is wrong with that, but we got to understand that in a professional setting, there is the right way and the wrong way to do things. And I cannot get away from that name because that is the name that everybody identify with me and identify me with. Persons may say Bishop Smith. A person may say, who is that? But if they say Bishop Jomo Smith, then they know who that is. And so I in a professional setting and where I think honor is due, they know how to do that. But in a normal conversation, I am not one to be caught up on names because the Lord named me Joseph Smith. And on that day, he wouldn't say, well done, Bishop, or doctor, or whatever. He's going to call me by my name, Servant Joseph Smith.
In our final story on Friday with the Bishop, we talk strictly volleyball and its popularity. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
Professional bodybuilder Jason Johnson back on home soil, at least for a little while. After winning the Mr. Mexico title recently, Johnson, who is a two-time pro card winner, talked about how tough it was to beat out a stacked field of competitors.
The Mexico show was really, really very competitive, first and foremost. My first time going to Mexico. Before I went there, my 8 weeks prep, I was just pretty much trying to bring a better package from the Barbados show I did earlier, which is more conditioning and bringing more detail. I actually got some feedback from Mr. Josephs as well. He assisted me with his prep, and we did our homework, and we did what we had to do, and we came back with the first place win with the Mr. Mexico.
And despite the tremendous success he has had on the international scene, Johnson says sponsorship continues to be a major obstacle.
It's really an expensive sport. I do get a little bit of sponsorship from my clients, which I really appreciate, but I'm also still looking for more sponsorship from bigger companies, that can assist me in accomplishing my goals and pushing out there internationally because, honestly, it's very expensive, and I would like to get some assistance from any, bigger companies.
Jazz Chisholm won before that hit a walk-off winning RBI, no less, to help the New York Yankees take the rubber game of their 3-game series with the Kansas City Royals 4-3 last night. Boston Red Sox in town tonight in their heated rivalry. That goes way back. Jazz, though, talking about the big hit yesterday evening.
Honestly, I was just looking for a pitch that I could get through a hole or hit to the outfield to score anybody on third base. And, at that time, I was willing to pass the baton. Like, if I didn't get a pitch to hit, I was willing to walk and pass it on to Stan, I was just trying to get us a win.
And that's it, your check on sports for you here on this Thursday. Our Thursday weather forecast is just ahead.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at a service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you could be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk a catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one in the car, say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
Losing your furniture to costly termite damage? You need Rentokil Initial's drop-and-go furniture fumigation, the only service like it in the Bahamas. Simply drop your furniture at a fumigation container located at 5th Terrace, Centerville, and collect your termite-free piece within days, sealed with our termite-free guarantee. Fast, convenient, affordable. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather in the tropics, we expect a non-tropical low to form a couple hundred miles just to the southeast of the southeast United States, and that could happen over the weekend and eventually take on some subtropical or possibly even tropical characteristics as it drifts towards the north and eventually towards the north and east. And then there's a second area, a couple hundred miles to the east of the Los Angeles, and this one we're giving it a 30% chance of development as it does have some disorganized showers and thunderstorms associated with it. And just behind that, we have tropical depression number 7, and this could become your next tropical storm either tonight or tomorrow morning as it moves towards the west-northwest at about 16 miles per hour. Now, the good news is this one seems as though it will remain out to sea for the greater part. And closer to home, not to home, but before we get there, this will be the track of that system. As you see, it will move out west for the greater part and then making that turn towards the north, and that is what will keep it out to sea over the next several days. And now closer to home, we still have that troughing across the northwest Bahamas, which is affecting the capital, also the Andros area, with occasional showers and thunderstorms. But those showers are moving towards the south, so we will see some letting up of the range later on tonight, at least within the next hour or so. And our forecast for tonight, clouds breaking a bit on the warm side as we get those showers out of the way. Low temperature around 81 degrees. And tomorrow it's going to be a bit breezy with some widely separated showers, and then in the afternoon we'll have a blend of clouds and sunshine. Your high temperature tomorrow, 90 degrees, and the extended weather forecast, those pop-up showers will be with us right through tomorrow, but Saturday and Sunday they become more isolated. And then as we head into the new week, we're going to see some gray skies with scattered showers and thunderstorms returning to the forecast area, with those temperatures holding for the greater part in the low 90s. Okay, sir.
Well, thanks, Basil. Before we leave, Popeyes awards one lucky customer an all-expense-paid trip to New Orleans. After enjoying a meal at the popular Chicken and Biscuits eatery, Amanda Culmer entered the contest, and now she's off to experience the rich culture and flavors of NOLA firsthand.
So I got the call, didn't recognize the number, so I wasn't going to answer it initially. But after I did, and I spoke to, I think it was Jade, and she was like, congratulations. I was like, oh, I never won anything. So I was really excited.
The contest is part of Popeye's customer appreciation and celebration of its New Orleans roots, bringing customers closer to the flavors and culture that inspire its dishes. Jade Charlo is the chain's brand representative.
Always have a summer promotion, and this time our theme was New Orleans because, you know, if everyone doesn't know, Popeyes is based from New Orleans, and we are basically, we highlight family and just excitement over Popeyes, and we put love into our food, and this was just our opportunity to give back to our customers because we know we have a demographic that loves Popeyes, so this is our way of just giving back to them.
And that does it for the Bahamas Tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNest your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better. Thank you for watching, and good night.
watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.